Polly, I come to you first. What's wrong with him enjoying a burger?
I think politicians take their life in their hands when they try to kind of make themselves seem blokey and charming and tweet images of themselves that turn out, particularly if they turn out to be the wrong ones. So in a sense, he started it. Also, context is everything. There he was working on a speech that was going to cut huge amounts of money from ordinary people's lives, make the poor much poorer, make people on benefits suffer much more.
Well, he's got to eat, hasn't he?
Well, of course he has to, but then that's private. And if somebody else had snapped him, I'd think that was mean. But the point is, he did it himself. He put it out there because he thought it would make him seem kind of human and charming. Actually, it was at a time when he was doing something, whether you think he had to or not, pretty savage. So the context is what turned this story, really.
James, what do you think? Do you think it's fair that critics are saying, oh, he's trying to be a man of the people, but he's buying a really expensive burger and chips?
I don't think there was any attempt to kind of disguise where the burger was from, to kind of substitute in a McDonald's box and smuggle in a gourmet burger into that. I think everyone is getting this massively out of proportion. I think that what we really should be talking about is the substance of what was in the statement. But I think also there's a difficult thing for politicians at the moment, which is, as Osborne said, which is we only ever see them as these kind of one-dimensional characters. We don't realise that they're kind of flesh and blood, and if you prick them, they bleed. And I think what he was trying to do there was trying to say, look, I am still a kind of human being, even if I'm also the Chancellor.
Polly, is this another stab at him being a posh boy?
I think it is a bit that too, that if you're going to show your ordinary life, you've got to be very careful what you do. And again, it's not like somebody else saying, I've seen him eating a burger, which any professional person might well have bought and eaten. But he put it out there himself because I think he thought a burger would look like kind of man of the people and forgot that it wasn't an ordinary burger.
To be fair to him, I don't think he's got particularly highbrow culinary taste. I mean, this is a man who kind of lives off pizza and all sorts of other stuff. He's not a kind of gourmet. I think he's more of a gourmand.
Why do you think he felt the need to tweet this?
I think you're trying to kind of show people that, you know, this is what you're doing, this is how you live your life. I mean, I think you can criticise nearly.
Opera. We know that. We've seen pictures of him doing a lot of elite things.
I think you can criticise people for. I think you can criticise nearly everyone on Twitter for oversharing. There's far too much information.
There is a real problem there. A real problem when you've got, you know, a very well-heeled cabinet who are in the process of cutting the poorest people most and hardest and really hitting people's living standards. When you've got 3/4 of people in this country seeing their real living standards drop, you've got to be very careful how you behave. It's not where you're from, it's who you're for, but this lot are not for the bottom half.
There's a bit of a joke amongst cabinet ministers, isn't it? Let's take a little look at a picture that was tweeted a little earlier on today. There's old Eric Pickles there, reconstructing that very scene, except he seems to have replaced the burger for something a little more healthy.
I think he was getting back at the Chancellor for making a joke about his weight yesterday.
Well, we've got a chance to have a little look at a few other political stunts that went ever so slightly wrong. Let's have a look at a few more. I think we're going to start with William Hague. Look at him in his ridiculous baseball cap. I'm amazed he got 2 other people to wear it. And that was him when he was visiting a theme park when he was Conservative leader in '97. Then there were the Labour ministers Ed Balls and Andy Burnham swinging around in the play park. They were launching a funding scheme for venture playgrounds in 2008. Tails between their legs. And who can forget this London Mayor Boris Johnson? Pardon?
I don't think this one went wrong. I think this increased his appeal.
Why do politicians insist on doing these ridiculous stunts?
I don't know. I think that they are, as James said, always trying to humanise themselves. But actually, I think it's mostly unwise. They're better not to wear funny hats, not to do silly things and stick to their day job. You know, politicians are governing this country, and that's the only thing we're really interested in them about. And the rest of it, they indulge in at their peril.
Well, I'm afraid we're going to have to leave it there. Polly Toynbee and James Forsyth, many thanks for your comments this evening.